Hi guys, a bit of a different day today. I'm fitting doors, so I'll show you what the doors look like. Got 3 of these oak doors, and very nice they are too. Very solid, very hard doors. These are 27-inch wide, and I'm fitting them to the frames that I fitted back when I started putting all the walls together. So but yeah, I'm desperate to get this boat done, and we've got to do a little diving mission. So yeah, I've sent for my diving equipment. That's going to be arriving soon, and yeah, I won't be able to take a camera underwater because I've got no cameras from underwater, but I'll certainly show you if I get the phone or not. But it's a nice iPhone 13, so fingers crossed I get it back for her. Bless her. Anyway, I'm going to carry on fitting doors and see how we get on. Right, so here's the door. Okay, so when you're hanging a door, you've got to think about which is the top and which is the bottom. So that's the bottom because it's got the bigger strip at the bottom, and this has got the narrow one. And we mark down 6 inches down and 9 inches up. And there's another thing to think about, is what way is that going to swing. So if you imagine that going upright like that, which way are you going to put the hinge? So let's get a hinge. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's one that's got the slot on the side and one that's got the join on the side. So I always use the slot on the side to run my mark. Now, so that, if that was on that side, that's going to swing that way with the wall this side. So just to show you a bit better, in this room the switch is on this side, so I need to swing it from this side. So this goes this side, so the door will be on this lip here and it will swing that way. So I know that is that way round. So 6 inches down, and then from the other end 9 inches up, and then from this side the slot bit I'm going to line up to the very edge of the wood going straight down. Just put a line at the top, and I move it slightly over to allow for the placing back, which I've just done, and then I'm going to go and cover the line up at the top and then just mark the bottom. So when I actually cut that out, that should fit perfectly, and I'm going to do the same down the bottom. So I've marked that 9 inches up, mark it there, move it slightly down to cover the mark that, and then look for the line, the groove, so it's overlapping slightly, and then a line to the back. And I'm just going to check it all. Perfect. So the way I'm going to cut these out is I'm going to use a router to do the majority. Right, so got a nice sharp chisel here. I'm just marking, just setting it on the marks, just shy to one side of the line. Give it a good couple of taps, Down the other side as well. And then just to one side of the line up, going up. I've set the depth, so it's the thickness of the hinge, and now I'm just going to very carefully router this out. Okay, so I've gone quite close, but not completely. I'm just going to neaten it up with my chisel. And the only reason why I haven't gone right to the edges is just because I don't want the risk of going too close, and it doesn't take much effort to just clean that up anyway. That's fairly neat. See what that looks like. As you can see, that's perfect. You don't get much better than that. It's totally flat. Lovely. Right, so now I need to mark 6 inches and a 1/16 down from the top. I'm going to hang that one, and then I'll mark the bottom one once I've got the top one hung, and then I can't go wrong then. So I'm going to set the hinge on there. Being very careful to get this absolutely central to each hole. Perfect. So if you want to get the door in without lifting it, if you just push the door past the threshold slightly so it's out of line, and then you pivot it up. So that's a bit too much, so I'll just kick it back a little bit. A little bit more. And all of a sudden it becomes in line. Just kick that over, put a chisel underneath, and that holds it where I need it to be. So I can mark that one up. Then to mark this one, what I'll do, just use a Stanley blade. Around the edge, just to mark it all up. So yeah, I'll take this hinge back off, mark this up with a pencil as well where I can see the lines, and router that out, and then finish off screwing it up, and I'll show you one that I've done earlier. So basically, so it's nice and fitted, and as you can see here, these are all nicely recessed, and I've also fitted the handles, which I'll show you how I did that, and recessed the catches, and that's recessed as well. That's all nice, so that shuts quite nicely now. Right, there is a bit more of a gap than I would have liked to have fitted, but there is a reason why I've done that, and it's intentional, and it's purely because with it being a boat, it is going to move more than what it would do in a house. So I've allowed a little bit more room for expansion, and I'll show you on this last door. So I fitted the door bead that stops it from opening. Let's turn this on, so you can see that's all been fitted now, and when the door shuts, it shuts and stays. Not really much rattle there at all, not much movement, but as you can see, that's all nicely fitted. But you can see around those two edges, that one and the top, not so much on that one because that's preset because of the hinges. There is more of a gap than what would normally be, you know, you'd normally keep that gap all the way around, and it's quite capable of doing that. It's just that we wanted to allow a bit more room for movement. So yeah, that's the doors.